In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get out of debt using debt. I know this sounds extremely irresponsible, but this is one of the smartest methods that you could possibly use to get yourself out of a debt spiral and on your way to financial freedom. So if you stick around for the next 12 minutes of this video, I will show you a step-by-step game plan on how you can do this. So first things first, we have to determine what types of credit accounts there are on our personal credit so that we have the actual understanding on how to not get screwed. Okay, so first off, let's talk about revolving credit accounts, which are otherwise known as credit cards. The way these work are you're given a certain credit limit. Okay, imagine I get $10,000 on this card. I can borrow up to 10K, and as I pay it down, I can borrow it again. So let's say I swipe 10K on a purchase. Now I got to pay it off in order to be able to use any of that limit again. Okay, now the repayments are flexible, which means you can carry a balance. I can carry that 10K balance for the next year if I want to. That doesn't mean that's smart though. Okay, with personal credit cards, you have to pay interest every single day on the balance that you carry. Okay, so it is highly recommended that you pay the balance off in full before the statement date, because you have 30-day window to keep a balance on your card before the interest starts. So if you leave the balance over the statement date, you will start incurring daily interest. To avoid that altogether, just pay the card off in full every single time before the statement date. I like to pay mine off 3 to 5 days before, so my credit report reports at 0 utilization, which keeps my score around an 800. Okay. Now, the interest is charged on the balance that you carry, not the total limit. So if I have a $10,000 credit limit on this card and I only use $100 of that credit limit and I leave that on the card for months at a time, I'm only going to be charged interest on that $100. Typically, interest on credit cards are 20 to 24%. Extremely high. You never want to pay them. Okay. Now, the effect on your credit. The utilization rate matters, okay? It matters so much on personal credit cards. It accounts for 30% of your total credit score. So you want to always keep your credit card balances at 0. When you go on your Credit Karma or your FICO score on myfico.com or Identity IQ, you should see 0 balances on all your personal credit cards. Okay, you want to think of this as a reusable bucket of money that you can dip into repeatedly, but you need to pay it off every time before the statement date. Okay, now let's talk about the other type of credit account, which is an installment credit account. This is, for example, an auto loan, a student loan, a mortgage. Okay, any of these qualify for an installment credit account. Now, these work a little bit different. You borrow a fixed amount all at once and you pay it back in regular equal payments over time. Every month, there's a scheduled payment. You usually have it on auto pay, and it'll pay a few $100s into that fixed amount that you borrowed. Okay. The repayment is on a fixed schedule, and it is a same amount due every single month. The interest is fixed and predetermined, and it's calculated over the life of the loan in the beginning when you take the loan out. Okay. Now, the effects on your credit are actually very positive. These help build your credit mix and your payment history. So if you have a car loan, a personal loan, and a mortgage, those are actually great. As long as you're paying them off on time, that's increasing your credit mix and it's helping your overall score. Okay, so think of these like a loan with a finish line. Once you pay off this loan, the account closes, right? Now, what is the problem here? Okay, because a lot of people are getting in a lot of trouble. Now, the problem is that you abuse your personal cards. Now you have high balances with high interest that you cannot pay off. This is called the debt spiral. It's where you spend more than you earn, you borrow to fill that gap, and then more of your income goes to repay the debt and the interest on the debt, and then you have to keep borrowing to maintain your lifestyle. Okay, great stress equals more debt, disaster. I never want any of you to be in this situation. I've been in it once in 2019 when I was 50 grand in debt. I had $20,000 in personal loans, $20,000 in student loans, and high balances on 20% interest credit cards. And it was a disaster. Okay, but the method I'm about to show you is how I was able to get out of it. Okay, so these are the steps we need to take in order to get out of this debt spiral that we put ourselves in by abusing credit cards, keeping high balances on them, and having high interest. So the first thing is really all about mindset and action. Okay, focus on what you want in life. If we're always focusing on debt, we're really focusing on what we lack. Okay, but if we focus on income, we will naturally produce more abundance in our lives. How can we make more money? How can we get more leads? How can we put more activity in work at our jobs? Focus on income, because money is our main problem. If we had another $100,000 right now, we wouldn't have any problems. Okay, we could pay off all this debt and we'd be good. We learned our lesson. So focus on income, most importantly, while we work on the rest of these steps. Action item number 2, credit repair. If you have bad credit, not just high balances on credit cards, but if you have late payments, collections, a lot of derogatory marks, you are not going to get approved for a debt consolidation loan, which is the tool we need to utilize in order to get ourselves out of this mess. So I highly recommend you either pay for a credit repair service. If you need help with this, you can click the link in the description and book a call with me. I have a credit repair company that does incredible work. Or you can go on YouTube, ChatGPT, and you can figure it out yourself. Okay, I was able to remove a $20,000 collection from my credit profile, and that took my score from a 600 to a 720. So this is profound. If you can figure out how to do this, or you can pay someone to do it for you, this is going to help so much in the next steps. Number 3, get added as an authorized user. This is essential if we are lacking history. If we have poor history, meaning that we only have like 1 or 2 credit cards, all the balances are racked up, we're paying high interest, we got some late payments on there, maybe our age is only 1 year old, we need to even out our credit profile. And the best way to do this is to get a family member to add us as an authorized user so that we inherit their history on that card. So if my dad has a Chase card open from, let's say, 2014, that's 11 years that card's been open. He can call the number on the back and he can say, hey, I want to add my son, Colin Yerkison. They'll take my social down and they'll send a card in the mail. And that is my designated authorized user card of his primary account. That is now going to report on my credit profile. I'm going to adopt his age, which is going to average out my credit age. So if I just had a 1 year credit age, now my age is going to be like 5 to 6 years, which is going to absolutely boost our score and make our profile so much more appealing to lenders when we go and apply for a debt consolidation loan. Okay, this is also going to lower our utilization. Our overall utilization is going to be helped so much. If my dad has a $20,000 credit limit and he has a 0 balance, he's got a 0 utilization. Let's say I'm maxed out on my 3 cards that are 7K total in balances. Now that's going to even it out. So I'm almost at like a 30% utilization. This is incredible. Okay. So this is going to help out significantly. And if you cannot get a family member or a friend to add you, there are websites, and in my program, Credit Class, we teach you exactly how to find a broker where you can pay $100 to $200 to get added temporarily as an authorized user just until your profile reports positive, and then they take you off. So it's like a rental. Okay. And if you want to find out more about that, you can click the link in the description and book a call. Next, once we have those 3 steps done, now we are going to attempt to try to get a family member to offer us a bridge loan. Okay, we are not saying, hey, Dad, I need you to pay off all my cards. I'll pay you back in 5 years. Absolutely not. We are going to showcase them a game plan of exactly how we're going to pay them back in a specific time frame. And it's going to be very fast. Okay, because a bridge loan is a short-term loan used until a person or a company secures prepayment financing or pays an existing obligation. So I'm going to use my dad's money, right? Let's say my credit card balances are 7K. My dad's going to give me, maybe 4 or 5 grand. I'm going to pay down all those cards under 30% utilization, and this is going to allow me now to apply for a debt consolidation loan and actually get approved for one that has a low interest rate. Because if we're going in and we're applying for these debt consolidation loans and we have maxed out cards and derogatory marks and collections and we have under a 600 score, they're going to approve us for a 25% plus interest loan. We don't want that. I want 10%. Okay, when I applied for my debt consolidation loan in 2019, I had like a 680 score and I was able to get 11 to 12% interest. So it is possible, but you're going to have to tweak your profile and do these necessary steps in order to get your profile ready to get that loan. Okay, so we're going to pay off our cards with this loan from a family member. And then as soon as we pay off those cards and now they're reporting to our FICO score showing we have under a 30% utilization, it is now time to, okay, we paid off our cards. Now it is time to wait for everything to report, which it did. And now we're going to apply for the debt consolidation loan. Okay, you can use a website, prosper.com or lendingtree.com. This is going to shop out all of the different hard money lenders in your area, in your state, and you're going to apply for either a debt consolidation or a home improvement loan. Never put that it's for business. They will not approve you because they do not want you to win. Okay, they want you to stay in debt. And that is exactly how they get you. So apply for a debt consolidation loan. You want to pay between 10 to 15% interest. Now, listen, if you get approved for 10 to 15%, this is why it is better than personal credit cards, okay? Number one is it's an installment loan. This reports positively on our credit profile. When we're funded with this loan and they send the money to our bank account, we are going to take that money and we're going to pay off the cards. Okay, we're going to pay off the cards and we're going to pay back my family member or friend that loaned me that money. So if my dad gave me $5,000, I tell him, hey, Dad, look, as soon as I'm approved for this debt consolidation loan, I'm going to pay you right back. Okay, so imagine we get approved for $7,000. I pay my dad back $5,000, and then I pay off the remainder of my credit card balances. Now my credit cards are at zero. This is going to shoot my utilization. This is going to improve my utilization, right? Because now all my personal cards are paid off. So my score is going to shoot up. And now I have another installment loan that's reporting positively to my credit profile. The best thing about these installment loans is we can pay them off over 1 to 7 year length. So, low payments, $100, $200 a month for, 1 to 7 years is much better than having a personal credit card paying 25% interest with no end in sight. Okay, so this is smart debt consolidation. This is moving debt around and restructuring it so that we improve our credit profile, right? Because now all of our cards are paid off. Now we have a perfect score. We got an extra account on there reporting positively that we're paying off. It's at a healthy account. And now, since we have a healthy profile, we can go ahead and we can now apply for a business credit card at 0%. So if you have 3 personal cards and 1 installment loan on your profile and everything's paid off and paid on time, now we can go ahead and we can do a business sequence, okay? We can get 3 to 5 business cards at 0% interest, giving us $50,000 to $100,000 in capital. And now that is working capital to scale or start a business that's going to what? Give us more income. That was the whole point of this, right? You are only experiencing all these problems right now because you do not have money. The entire point here is to have more income. What does capital allow us to do? It allows us to invest in ourselves, in our business, start a new business, and create cash flow. Okay, with that cash flow, you are now going to have the capital to pay back that debt consolidation loan over the next 1 to 7 years. Typically, they're like 1 to 3. You also now have $50,000 to $100,000 at 0% interest to scale or start a business. So look, if you need help with this, if you want to work with me one-on-one, I help thousands of individuals with their credit. We help them first get their personal credit profile set up so that they have it as a foundation. We then help them start a business so that they can get $50,000 to $100,000 at 0%. And then I have over 6 investment options where they can deploy that capital into investable assets that produce them income so that they can live financially free and never deal with the debt spiral again. So if you're interested in joining Credit Class and seeing if you qualify, go ahead and click the link in the description and apply now.